Hi everyone, this is Coach Matt. In this video, we're going to dive deeper into D-zone coverage. This is part 2. And if you haven't watched part 1 of D-zone coverage, I encourage you to watch that video first because this video builds on the core concepts presented in part 1. In this video, we'll do a quick recap of the D-zone concepts discussed in part 1. And we will build on those foundational concepts by layering in some additional concepts and discussing the roles and responsibilities of the different positions. Let's get started with our review of part 1. The house is the most important area of the ice in the D zone. This is the area where most goals are scored, so we must make sure we are protecting it. We also discussed that the defender who is closest to the puck is responsible for quickly challenging the puck. And we want to have a second player supporting on the puck. Our other 3 defenders are going to be in the house and ready. In part 1, we also discussed the various areas of the D zone. Now, let's build on those basics. First thing we want to discuss is how we can think about the D zone as 4 quadrants. You can see in the diagram that we've drawn a line vertically down the middle of the zone, and we've drawn one horizontally through the 2 face-off dots. This creates 4 quadrants of the D zone. As a general concept, one player is responsible for covering each quadrant. The wing's role is to cover the quadrants that are above the dots, while the defenseman's role is to cover the 2 quadrants below the dots. The center's role is typically to support whichever quadrant contains the puck. Here, we've added a puck in the right corner. The right defense is responsible for quickly challenging the puck, and the center's role is to support the right defenseman by staying between the puck and the net. This is also a good time to point out that we rarely refer to the sides of the ice as the right side and the left side. Instead, we call them the strong side and the weak side. The strong side is the side of the ice that the puck is on, while the weak side is the opposite side. Because the strong side of the ice is the side that the puck is on, the strong side switches when the puck moves from one side of the ice to the other. In this next diagram, we've drawn an arrow to show the puck moving from the right corner to the left corner. Now, the left side of the ice is the strong side, while the right side becomes the weak side of the ice. All right, let's look at the roles and responsibilities of our 5 skaters. We remember from the first video that the defender who's closest to the puck challenges the puck. When the puck is below the dots, that will typically be one of our defensemen. In this diagram, the puck is in the right corner, so the right defenseman is responsible for quickly challenging the puck. In part 1, we also discussed having a player supporting on the puck. This is the role of the center. The general guideline for the center is to stay between the puck and the net, like we see them positioned here. In the prior video, we also noted that the other 3 defenders are to be in the house and ready. But now let's look closer at how they're positioned within the house and what their roles are. First, the weak side defenseman is covering the front of the net. The strong side wing, in this case it's the right wing, generally will be positioned themselves right on the edge of the house, staying above the dots. In this position, the strong side wing can quickly challenge the puck if it comes into their quadrant. Or if we gain possession of the puck, they can move to the half boards for a breakout pass. The weak side wing is positioned pretty close to the center of the house, making sure they're staying above the dots to guard the high slot. Now, let's look at a few game pictures to see this in action. In this first picture, the puck is in the corner to the goalie's left side. The left defenseman is on the puck, and the center is supporting that left defenseman. The left wing is the strong side wing. They're near the edge of the house, and they're above the dots, in good position to challenge the puck if it comes into her quadrant. The right wing is in the role of the weak side wing, and she is close to the middle of the house. The right D is in the role of the weak side defense. She is responsible for guarding the front of the net. It is worth noting that in this picture, she has moved slightly closer to the puck because the opponent doesn't have anyone near the front of the net. For our purposes, though, And as we learn the different roles, we want to remember that typically our weak side D is going to be in front of the net. In this next picture, the puck is up at the point in the left wing's quadrant. The left wing is now the closest person to the puck, so they are challenging that puck. We see the center is supporting between the puck and the net, and the other three defenders are in the house and ready. But as we look closer, we see that the weak side wing, in this case the right wing, is in her quadrant, and it looks like she's anticipating a potential D to D pass. Since both D are well away from the puck, they have moved to the front of the net, each in good position to cover their quadrant. As a reminder, when the puck moves from one side of the ice to the other, we have a new strong side and a new weak side. But the roles of the strong side D and the weak side D in the center do not change. However, the players who are in those roles do change. Let's take a look at these same game pictures and talk through what happens if the puck were to move to the other side of the ice. Here we're going to focus first on the defense and the center. The puck is in the corner and the red dotted line shows the puck moving to the opposite corner, which creates a new strong side. In this situation, the right D, who was the weak side D, is now the strong side D and is responsible for challenging the puck in her quadrant. The center will move to support the new strong side D, finding a good position between the puck and the net. And the left defenseman, who was the strong side D, is now in the role of the weak side D and is responsible for rotating over to cover the front of the net. Now let's look at the wings. The right wing becomes the new strong side wing when the puck moves over, and we see the right wing should move to the edge of the house, staying above the dots. The two green dotted lines show how the right wing can quickly move to either the half boards or up to the point if the puck goes either of those places. The left wing is now the new weak side wing and moves to the middle of the house, staying above the dots and guarding the high slot. And here's the game picture of the puck at the point. If the puck were to move across the ice to the other point, then, as we mentioned, we would have a new strong side. The right wing, in the role of the new strong side wing, would challenge the puck, and the center would move over to support, staying between the puck and the net. And the new weak side wing moves back into the house, staying above the dots, and is ready to cover her quadrant. Some key things to remember. First and foremost, as we stressed in part one, we want to protect the house. That is the most important area of the ice. From there, we want to understand the four quadrants and how the right wing and the left wing are staying above the dots, covering their respective quadrants, while the right defense and the left defense are below the dots, generally speaking, covering each of their quadrants. Our center will move around and support on the puck, staying between the puck and the net. It's also important to understand the difference between the strong side of the ice and the weak side of the ice. The roles and responsibilities of the strong side D, the weak side D, the center, the strong side wing, and the weak side wing are important to understand. And lastly, there will be times where players must temporarily switch roles with each other. This is where having a good habits like scanning the ice and communicating with your teammates really helps out. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the rink.